righty. Do we have a quorum? I think we do. And then, and maybe Greg, you can help me out with this. We do an initial roll call, and then do we do another one after the oath?
That's correct. You do a roll call as if Sid was still here, and then we would do another roll call after the my mind going blank here.
After the oath.
After the oath of office and for the incoming alders.
All right. I thought you would remember. You're good like that.
Good for something, right?
Well, hey, we appreciate it. So, Holly, you ready?
I am.
All right. We'll call the meeting to order. It's Tuesday, April 20th, 2021. This is the City Council Reorganizational meeting. We're working off the amended agenda. The first item is the roll call. Holly, when you're ready.
Caravello.
Here.
Doom.
Here.
Hiley.
Here.
Hirsch.
Here.
Hunt.
Here.
Jensen.
Here.
Bagaki.
Here.
Majewski. Is Alderperson Majewski here? Reeves.
Here.
Schumacher.
Here.
Mikulski.
Here.
And was Alder Boersma on?
I don't see Boersma or Majewski.
All right, we have 10 alders present.
All right. Thank you. The next item is the oath of office. Usually we have seating assignments as well, and but we do have the seating of the incoming alderpersons. So I think they'll send that over to the Holly to do the oath.
Sure. So all the incoming alders have already signed their oath of office. So I think what we'll do probably is all of those that were elected at the April election you could raise your right hand, and then all together we'll do the oath of office. So if you'll just repeat after me, I state your name.
I, Regina Hirsch.
Hello.
Having been elected to
Having been elected to
the office of alderperson,
the office of
alderperson, swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
support
the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin.
and the
Constitution of the State of Wisconsin. And I will faithfully discharge the duties
And I will faithfully discharge the duties
of said office to the best of my ability.
of said office
To the best of my ability. All right, we have 5 new alders sworn in.
Congratulations all.
Bad feedback.
I don't know where that. All right. Okay, so then we have to do another roll call because now we have new alders.
Okay, Caravello,
Here.
Doom,
Here.
Hiley,
Here.
Hirsch,
Here.
Here.
Jensen,
Here.
Bagaki,
Still here.
Majewski, Reeves,
Here.
Schumacher,
Here.
Mikulski,
Here.
Venegas.
Here.
All right, now we have 11 alders present and Majewski is absent and excused.
All right. Are there any communications from alders this evening?
Sure. I would like to
President.
Whoever wants to go first.
President Hirsch, go ahead.
Sure. I guess I just wanted to, I kind of wrote down some notes that first I wanted to thank the council, the mayor, and the city staff for getting us through this difficult year. Basically on making all of us learn how to do go-to meetings and being kind of proficient in this virtual meeting space. But with that, even though we had this kind of difficult year, I just want to I was reflecting on what we actually all accomplished, which was quite amazing being in this new format and everything. So just kind of highlight what we've actually done, and some are very pertinent for today, is that we passed a resolution condemning racial injustice and hate and strive for racial equity, which is fantastic. We also celebrated our first Indigenous Peoples Day. We held 2 very tough cases coming from public safety with respect to a local business that we spent lots of hours and was very thoughtful in that. We were flexible with local businesses for outdoor seating and other kind of accommodations. We have a new pilot project for new parking spaces. We have revised our retention pond guidelines. We approved, the utilities director and utilities to go for a grant for removing lead, and we got it, and we're going for that. We're continuing on with our RDA riverfront development even through this crazy time. And we're also continuing on in our Yohara River Park project with our trails, our water features, and pedestrian bridge. So we're moving forward, and it's great. And I just want to thank you all for all your work and your dedication to our community and making it a better place to live, work, and play. So just thank you guys for all your work. All the council, the staff, the mayor, thank you.
Any other communications from council members?
I guess I would, Mr. Mayor,
Go ahead, Alderperson Hunt.
I would like to welcome Rachel to the council, and I would like to say that I will truly miss Sid for his humor and his overall willingness to speak up, add questions, comments, and input. And I think he was a fine contribution to the council. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments from our
Here.
institutions? All right, and for my part, certainly I'd like to thank the council for everything President Hirsch just said. And the great thing is we all still get along through all this. And I know it hasn't been easy, and there's been a lot of stress, but I think that we've really done a nice job of working together, and hopefully set an example for others that even under stressful situations, we can still look for common goals and accomplish some great things. So I think that we had a good year in spite of everything, and I really feel that the best is yet to come for our community. So, and thank you all for your service, and welcome Rachel as well. And we certainly appreciate those that ran for re-election. It's nice to know that even through all this, that you didn't flinch and run away, that you were able to continue. So I do appreciate that as well. So we're going to get into our organizational business, and I know Alderperson Jensen had his hand up already. The first item on there is council elections. Alderperson Jensen.
Yes, this would be for the nomination for president and vice president. This would be nomination for president. In choosing a council president is more about who is best suited to lead the council given the circumstances. This coming year, we will be dealing with the lingering effects of COVID, as well as deciding the future of the proposed water park and the riverfront project. Alderperson Hirsch has been at the forefront of these issues and is, in my opinion, the best choice to lead this council for another year. That said, I would like to place Alderperson Hirsch's name into nomination for president of the council.
Second.
All right, we have motion, we have seconds. And then I have to announce 3 times. Are there any other nominations? Once. Any other nominations? Twice. Any other nominations? Hearing none, I would close nominations, and all in favor of President Hirsch to continue, say aye.
Aye.
And are there any opposed? None opposed. You still have the floor, Alderperson Johnson, unless you want to pass that to somebody else.
I would pass it to whoever else. I've had my piece.
Would anybody care to make a nomination for vice president?
I guess I would.
Okay.
And once, I guess I'm very honored once again to be selected as your president. I'm very, taken aback by that. Thank you so much. With that said, as Alderperson Jensen said, I feel kind of cheated last year with respect to COVID and this virtual stuff. I had really was looking forward to really meeting with Greg a lot to come up with new ideas. I mean, he's just a wealth of knowledge, and his commitment to this city is unparalleled. And I guess I really feel strongly that I would love to have Greg as the vice president again, and that's my nomination.
Thank you.
Second.
All right, there's a motion and a second. And are there any other nominations? Any other nominations? And one more time, any other nominations? Hearing none, I would close the nominations, and all in favor of Alderperson Jensen to be vice president, say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed?
Thank you for your trust.
That motion carries. Go ahead, Greg.
I just said thank you for your trust and the kind words, Regina.
All right, next item is confirmation of mayor's appointments to standing committees. I would entertain a motion for that. If anybody's willing to make it, here's the resolution.
Move to approve.
Second.
And there is a second. All right, any questions or comments from council members? And as you probably know, what I do is I send out a survey to the council members, and I try as best as I can to honor, one of their top 2 or 3 choices. And usually it comes out pretty close, and I don't have to stress out too bad over it, because I certainly want you to serve on the committees that that you're motivated to be on, and you can bring your experience and expertise. And I'm happy to say, I think things worked out pretty well, and certainly, welcome Rachel on the committees as well. And look forward to, another session of some pretty good committee work. So anything from council members? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, say aye.
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 And any opposed? That motion does carry. And then the next item would be for the non-standing committees for the council. And here's kind of a glimpse of what that looks like. And for most of you, I think you stayed on many of the same ones. So the continuity makes it easier. There's a couple people that decided to try something different. Tried to honor as many as I could. Certainly keep that in mind for next year as well. So I would entertain a motion on this one as well.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
And there's a motion and a second. Any discussion on this one? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
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 And any opposed? None opposed, that motion does carry. All right, so the next one is where we start with the community members. And of course, this is the first year we'll have some citizen members on our standing committees on 5 of the 6 committees, which are listed out here. And as luck would have it, I had as many people interested as we had positions available. So I was able to work with some of them as far as their selections, and for the most part, it seems like things worked out. So if there's any questions or comments from council, I would take them. Otherwise, I'd entertain a motion.
What's the red names versus the black names?
The red ones were from the amended agenda. So we sent out agenda on Friday, and I was still awaiting some applications to come in. I'd left the office, and then we sent out the amended agenda yesterday. So the red names were the ones that were added. Any other questions? Otherwise, I would entertain a motion.
I'll move.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, a motion and a second. And all in favor, say aye.
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 And any opposed? None opposed. That motion carries. Thank you. And then the next one is for our various citizen appointments to boards, committees, and commissions. And there's a bunch of these. And then I can kind of scroll through them here. These were in your packet on Friday.
Ms. Swati, you do have the RDA separated out, if I remember right, correct?
I do, yeah.
The reason
So-
for that is it requires the 4/5 4/5 rather than just
Right.
majority.
Yep. And on these ones here, most of the people, a lot of these commissions or committees were 1-year terms. So for most of the people, they just rolled it over. Or in some examples, like the business park, we had, change of leadership every year on the chamber board. But for the most part, I think really the only new name on here is Bob McGeever offered to serve on the Housing Authority, which he had done years ago. So we welcome him back. We had turnover at that position. And yeah, the RDA one, we do have separate motions for. And then I think everything else was pretty much the same folks. So if there's not any questions, I would entertain a motion for this one as well.
So moved.
And is there a second?
Second.
All right. And all in favor of this one, say aye.
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 And any opposed?
Tim, I abstain from the vote.
Okay. That motion does carry with 1 abstention. And then the next one is the RDA. And then you'll notice on this one, we have 2 alder appointments on there and we have 2 citizens. So we can either do it as a group or we can do them individually. And you might notice that on the citizen appointment in red is Denise Drancic. Carl Chenoweth decided to resign from the Redevelopment Authority yesterday. And so Denise was gracious enough to be willing to fill in that position. She served on there in the past, and I know she can hit the ground running. So that would be a nice addition for the RDA, so we don't have to begin the recruiting process right in the middle of really, 2 negotiations that are occurring, 2 projects. Anybody have any questions on these appointments?
Your Honor, I think it would be appropriate to do it all in one.
All right, are you willing to make that motion?
Yeah.
All right, and is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
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 And any opposed?
Your Honor, I'd like to abstain.
All right, there's one abstention.
That was not good.
That motion does carry. The next item is for bank issues for signatures. And are there any questions or comments on this one?
Yeah, I thought McFarland State Bank changed their name.
They did.
One
We certainly changed that on here.
Yeah, it's in the first paragraph, be it resolved, the McFarland, it should be, isn't it the community bank?
Yeah, it's one community bank.
Yeah.
All right, nice catch. Any other questions or comments? All right, so
I
we
move to approve.
need a motion for this one.
Yeah, motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
And so the motion will include the change. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? That motion carries. And the next one is the designation of the official newspaper. And you can see on here, we have unified newspaper. And then we also mentioned that the Wisconsin State Journal for election publications. If you have any questions about that, Holly can answer. I know there's been some legislation out there to minimize how many notices we have to put in the local papers. You might see that. Some are lobbying that we strictly do those notifications and publications online. I don't know if we've really taken a position on that, but that is out there. If that's of interest to you, you should know that. But for us, this is what we plan on doing. Anybody have any questions for Holly on this one?
Just a comment, if I could, for the sake of transparency, I believe we should be continuing with this. And I would make a motion to approve this.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
And any discussion?
Oh, I totally agree with Greg. I think we need to announce what we're doing and who our candidates are as wide as possible.
All right, I'll certainly pass that on to our lobby group so they know at least the general consensus is, you know, we're going to continue to do it the way we have been. I mean, for the sake of transparency, I think it's a good idea. I don't think it really costs that much to do it. And even if it did, we like to support our journalism anyway. So I'm good with it.
Transparency and, I'm sorry, Mayor?
Supporting journalism.
Mayor?
All right, any,
Mayor, can you hear me?
yes,
Transparency as well as accessibility. We have a long way to go till a lot of people are comfortable with just online resources. And so given our elderly population and impoverished populations, I highly advocate that we stay with more conventional means as well.
I agree. And I'm guessing you hear that all the time from the library board. All right, anything else on this one? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
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 And any opposed? None opposed, that motion does carry. And I think that's all we had. It is.
Move to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second.
And any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
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 Any
And welcome,
opposed?
Rachel.
Thank you very much, everyone.
You missed your opportunity, Brad.
Yeah.
We've been doing this for a while, though, right?
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Good night.
Aye.
Okay.
Stay well, everyone.